You're able to see me?
Yes, I can see you.
Okay, you're able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, great. So how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Uh, Today I wanted to ask you this question with respect to enlightened masters,
Oh, yeah.
which you will say you're not.
Yeah. Well, it's not that I am or not, really. I only say I'm not if you say I am. It's neither, but
So it's neither am nor am not.
yeah, I'm not one or not one.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I think the English language or the world should start producing a new vocabulary of Lisa Cairns.
I'm not sure the English
Up,
people would like that.
like the Zen phones. She speaks in the is and the is not. And we get to understand the in between.
The in between bits.
A lot of people are trying to understand that. Um, what I wanted to ask was uh, the enlightened entities, even taking, for example, what you have been speaking to us on Ustream regularly, that you have a character which continues even after the enlightenment.
Yeah, but
And
there's no, but that character is no longer the experiencer anymore. There is simply life and nobody in relationship with life.
yeah. You said that even last time that you're emotionally so much attached to Khaleesi that you may even uh, fall in front to prevent her. I mean, you may even give your life for her, like bite a bullet.
Well, it
Yeah,
has actually. I have run in front of a car for her when she was younger, and um, her collar came off, and then somebody screamed, and she got frightened and ran in the road. I jumped in the road with her, but it's just a response. It's like a kid. They trigger the same chemicals as a kid, as a baby,
yeah,
a dog.
yeah. So I just wanted to know the difference between you and us human beings. Uh, the way I gave this introduction was the human being like us, we are caught up into this me story in La La Land, and the entire human race as such is insane from the point of view of enlightenment. But when I see you, when I mean you, I mean all the enlightened masters. Um, there is a division. There is one part of you now talking on Ustream at the height of human intelligence, telling us and teaching us, though you may not say so that you're teaching that uh, the non-Advaita, the Advaita non-dual teaching flows through you, and another part of you is the character which goes on like a human being.
It's not really a part of me because whenever you speak about me, it can't be helped, but you imagine that there's something here which is in relationship with everything. And it might seem like that because it's this body that's speaking and you're looking at this body speaking, but really there's nobody inside this body in which it is more identified with any particular action, feeling, thought, sensation, or object. It's all happening for no one, and there's nothing in relationship with anything. So say if the what we would call Lisa or I jumped in front of a car for Khaleesi, or Khaleesi died, it doesn't feel like I die. That's no longer any more me than anything else. Like there's nothing in here. It feels like to the person when it's identified that there's something in relationship with life, but there's nothing in relationship with life. There is simply what is happening. Life looks through the body mind mechanism, so it always looks through a particular object in order to have an experience. But really, experientially, there's nothing that's in relationship with anything. There's only what is. There's only sound, sight, vision, smell, thoughts appearing to no one, for no one. And that's freedom when the internal and external world die. It's only in
Yeah,
in
I
the
understand.
humans where the separation starts.
So my question actually, I mean, this sort of an introductory discussion that I am having with you is, you know the definition of schizophrenia in the medical
Schizophrenia, yeah. No, I don't know the definition.
schizophrenia,
I've heard of it,
right?
but I don't know
Whereas,
the exact definition. Yeah.
yeah, that's the definition, split mind. So I was homing on to that on enlightened persons. Is that a part of you talks on the teaching level at the level of masters? There is another part of you which runs as a character separately, and
No,
you don't
no,
mingle.
it's not like that. It's not like that.
I know
It's
it's not. What is the commonality?
between schizophrenia and an enlightened person.
Correct. I know they are totally poles apart.
I don't know what the commonality is. I mean, somebody could be awake, there could be the collapse of the identification and be schizophrenic. It's just a brain functioning schizophrenia. But maybe I make it sound like schizophrenia, but basically the person carries on normally, but that person is no longer an experiencer anymore. That person is an experience happening, but
Why
not
I'm
for
asking
anyone.
you this is with due apologies. Bringing on the schizophrenic part of it just to dramatize the question, but trying to really understand, because I've been telling you frequently on many of the discussions, the opportunities that we have to talk with, a so-called Buddha. We never had the opportunity to talk to Buddha 2000 years ago, but here with the internet, I mean, we are all blessed to really understand what's happening behind you, and we understand your teaching that we can't ask you what to do, but then we keep dissecting like the medical student in human anatomy dissects every part of the human anatomy. When the so-called psyche of an enlightened person is available, this is the best thing that we can do. We try to understand what is happening
But
behind
I
you,
don't have a
and that.
psyche. Like
Pardon?
I don't have a psyche. The
Yeah, that's what
psyche
I'm
is
trying to
no,
understand.
there's no different from the psyche of Lisa is no different from this cup. But you think that the psyche is more it than the cup because what happens in what happens with this illusion of self is it claims dynamics of the body and it says it's my psyche, it's my feelings, it's my
Yeah,
sensation, but there's nobody there which is in relationship with anything.
yeah,
So
I
the
understand that.
psyche's appearing, but that's not the reference point of me.
So everything is happening as it is.
As it is. And there's not anybody in relationship with anything. Life, beingness is totally free, it's boundless. It doesn't belong to anyone. It doesn't come from a point. It uses an instrument to look through, but that instrument it hasn't got a back to it, it hasn't got a front to it. It's emptiness expressing everywhere.
I understand that. Now again, another subdivision of this follow up of the same question. Um, as you were listening to your so-called teachers like Ramesh uh, earlier, you said it was not their talk or something, but something within you which was awakening as you started going to their talks or hearing them. And you also said that when we listen to you or meet you somewhere to be with you on a retreat or hear you on Ustream, something resonates and the change happens. Apparently what you're trying to tell us is the me starts getting diluted slowly and then dies away. This is what you had also told us in your life history about for the last between I think 20 to 30 or especially between 25 to 30. Slowly you said especially being with Roger that your personality started becoming more lighter, and then suddenly one day the Big Bang happened in Bali and Lisa vanished as a
But I don't know if I said
personality.
that being a lighter person or being an easier person equals more or closer to liberation. That was true when I was with Roger, the person became more stable.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
Yeah, tell me.
forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry.
It's
Sorry I
okay.
interrupted.
No, it's okay.
Uh, uh, No. You were telling about Roger that your personality lightened, but whether there is a connection between the lightening of the personality and enlightenment, or
But
the disappearance of the me.
there can't really be, because there's not anybody here. This isn't
Yeah, I
somebody
understand.
that wakes up. But what seems to happen is that it seems to be something in time. It seems to be somebody that's where this is waking up in it. But the person will never know that or understand it. It's happening without the person.
Yeah. No, it's my experience, and I think I experience a lot of people who keep hearing to your talks, that slowly the personality becomes lighter. I mean, the same words, I get the same feeling of my personality having become lighter, and slowly there is a dissolution happening. Exactly what's happening during your talks? You say that it is not Lisa Cairns who's talking, it is God talking. I can understand when an enlightened master says it's God talking or a goddess talking. But from my point of view, from our point of view, are still caught in the quagmire of human life. When you say that it's God also talking from my end, it's very hard to understand that. Though theoretically, yes, I can understand, but then God is talking all these stupid questions and stupid me with the la la land. The script is running by God himself, is it, or herself?
Yeah, but right now those sounds are coming out, but it's not anybody in which they're coming out of. They appear, and there's nothing there which they appear from. It just gives the feeling that there's somebody there. But it's just appearing, that feeling, and that feeling's actually total boundlessness. There is nothing which is outside boundlessness. There is only boundlessness. But so that sight, that vision, those sounds, the hearing, isn't happening for anyone. There's nothing there. Or there's everything listening, everything looking, everything speaking. But that one that's claiming to be someone thinks, I'm speaking and I am something that comes from the past. I came into this room, I thought of the questions, I sat down, and it's me that's speaking. But that's not true. In the instant, speaking's happening from nowhere, and it's totally free. And it's not coming from someone. It seems to in the appearance of things, but that's not the actuality. That's simply the appearance. And that illusion of self has taken the appearances to be reality rather than what's actually happening, what the experience is. And the experience is this is happening for no one. There's never been anyone in which is looking, hearing, feeling, talking. There has only ever been what is, and what is boundless. It's huge. It's free.
So it is the God speaking.
God everywhere. God speaking, God hearing, God looking, God feeling, God thinking, God hungry, God full, God pleasure, God
So
pain,
is it like,
God angry, God happy.
so is it like God is speaking through Lisa, these words of wisdom,
God's
and then it is
speaking through
making,
Lisa, but God is also every part which creates the speaking as well. Like it's the jaw, the mouth, the teeth, the tongue. Every part of it is God, and God is no thing and everything. God
even the
is not
questioner
of
is
this
God.
world and is everything of this world.
Even the questioner Ilangho is God speaking.
Yeah, everything. Even that sensation of the finger on lip is God, but not in what we think, not in time, in this. And that's all there ever is. Time was always an imagined thing. In this there is the full stop. In this there is the void. But not something you can see, it is the void.
So all these acts are actually totally disconnected. Apparently appears to be a connection because of the me.
I mean, there's nothing that's disconnected because it's not separate from this, but this isn't a result of past. This is a result of nothing. It's wild.
No, when I mean disconnected, um, irrespective of whatever you're talking to us, if we are destined to have the me disappear at a certain point in time, it will happen.
Yeah.
So whatever is happening in between has no correlation to what is going to happen down the line.
It doesn't quite work like that. This isn't a result of past. The future isn't a result of past. This is all spontaneously happening. So you're asking me in the future if this will have an effect. But I'm telling you the past is an appearance. This isn't a result of the past. So then it voids out that question. So you're saying, will our conversation, have an effect in the future? But I'm telling you that this isn't a result of the past. This is a result of full stop, and that full stop is everywhere and nowhere. That full stop is every sound, every sight, every feeling, every thought, every idea, every color.
Not giving an inch as usual. Another question regarding this, which you have been always saying no, this guru-disciple relationship. A couple of talks ago, a few months ago, I had told you about Nisargadatta Maharaj.
Yeah.
And that he always used to talk to the you. But then you asked me a question, have I ever heard Nisargadatta Maharaj in his own language, which I don't know, which is Marathi.
Yeah.
Then you said the interpreters could have been wrong, and probably what Nisargadatta said was, you said may have been misinterpreted, so on and so forth. I was just reading Ramesh Balsekar's, one of his books on one of the Indian saints who had written a treatise about non-duality. And there he has written a book, he has written in English language about the guru-disciple, but ultimately he says what you say. And you have also met Ramesh Balsekar in person. You have listened to him directly. Did he at any time espouse a teacher-student relationship?
Did he ever what, sorry?
Did he ever say that, there is a teacher and there is a student?
Yeah. Ramesh was big time into that.
Yeah, because he always sort of keeps Nisargadatta Maharaj as his guru.
Yeah.
I wanted your opinion on that, because a lot of things you have imbibed from Ramesh, but you don't agree with that, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I'm just reiterating that same thing. Because today I was reading that book about one Indian saint, Jnaneshwar, who wrote a book called Amrita, some Sanskrit word, where ultimately they say what you're saying. But then they say the guru is an embodiment of sort of an instrument who creates that link where the me disappears. And then finally there is no student, there is no teacher, everything is the same. They ultimately climb back to the Vedic original teaching, which says the same thing initially for a student who doesn't understand Advaita or non-duality. They keep saying you are separate, then they keep saying neti, which means you are not your body, you are not your mind, etc., etc. And finally, the last paragraph of all these Vedic traditions, they finally say, you don't exist, and ultimately it's the guru and the disciple is the same. They ultimately boil down to what you are saying. But they keep that student-teacher relationship at the outset and then go ahead. The difference I am seeing in you is you just wipe the slate clean.
I wipe the slate clean as in I don't speak about guru.
No, you wipe the slate clean, and you have been very emphatic, very categorical in stating that you were very happy in having come across these different beautiful personalities. But I specifically remember your words saying that when Bali happened, everything made it happen.
Yeah.
From the Big Bang to, your parents going up to the parental tree, so many lakhs and lakhs of couples uniting together, and then their children being born. That is your ancestral progeny. And then finally Lisa was born. If one couple had not united, then Lisa Cairns wouldn't be here. That was what you sort of said.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to, get that into me.
Mm-hmm. That's only one side of it, though, because really ultimately nothing's a result of the past, but it appears in that way. So it's really always everything. It's everything that ever happened, but at the same time it contradicts itself, and then nothing ever happened. It's coming from nowhere. But this is a result of everything in the flow of things. This isn't ever a result of one teacher, one person, one thing.
Correct. I understand that totally. I was just trying to. This is like us doing our homework like in a school or college, and then we have to keep on writing the semester exams and keep passing it. So at the stage comes when this totally becomes part of us. That's why I'm just asking these questions once again. But then you also speak about a lot, especially about love and human-animal relationships. You are into that, right? Mm-hmm. And there, love is there. Then the word called as gratitude should disappear from the English dictionary. No?
Oh no, it shouldn't
That you give to somebody for something?
Sorry?
No? For example, I suppose I feel that Lisa Cairns has helped me a lot, and then I have to be grateful for that teaching coming. You had told a couple of times ago, no, like it's not like that.
Yeah.
Gratitude will not.
Yeah, it's
When
not.
the me disappears, it disappears.
Yeah. Well, there will still be, like, so say if somebody say cooked me dinner and brought me dinner, there would still be gratitude shown, but there's nobody to be grateful for. When that collapses, it's seen that there's nobody actually acting independently. There's one movement happening and it's all the same, it's all life. So there's nobody to be grateful for. So you look believing that there's somebody inside here giving something to you, but there is nobody inside Ilangho or inside Lisa. So gratitude could appear like for practical things, but there's not somebody in here that can give to Ilangho ultimately. Or just there can't be. This speaking is it. This vision is it. These sounds are it. There's not somebody separate here speaking to someone separate there. There is sound happening, and there's not somebody listening to the sound. And that's life, that's oneness. That's the mysterious force expressing itself in everything and nothing. And it's not divided, it's just playing in the human as if it is divided.
Excuse me, you said, sounds are coming from you, but you're saying that I am not listening, is it?
No, sounds aren't coming from me, sounds are appearing.
Yeah.
It seems like Lisa's speaking, but sounds are appearing, but there's not somebody listening. Life is giving the appearance that Ilangho's listening, but there's actually not an Ilangho in there listening. There is simply sounds happening.
Sound is happening from your end.
Seems to be.
And there's a reception of sound on my end.
And there's what,
no?
Sorry?
When you are vocalizing, when you're talking, sounds are being created by your body.
Seems to be, yeah. And there seems to be that body listening. But actually, in the actual experience, there's simply sound appearing, and there's nobody speaking it, and there's nobody hearing it. It's happening in this as this, and that's where the non-divide is. There's nobody in relationship to what's happening.
I get it. I understand this very much. But how is it that your question, or I ask a question and you answer, and you tell me something? There is a semblance of sanity in our discussion. There is a continuity in that.
That's how it appears. So if my dog's hungry, I give her food, and that body eats. But it's not happening to anyone. There's not someone inside Khaleesi's body that's eating. There's simply sensation happening for no one. And that's how life is experiencing itself. But there's not anybody separate from life. There's not anyone separate from this. All there is what's happening. Yeah, and it says, I'm eating. And then it feels like somebody's eating. It's like a sensory orgasm, everything. There's nothing which is in relationship with it. So there's just total sensation. But there's not even sensation because there's not even something sensing something. There is only what is really in the essence of it all. And that isn't divided.
That I understand. Another of your, frequently you keep on saying, anger happens but for no one.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Anger, for example, I get angry, but then it is not Ilangho getting angry, anger happens.
Yeah. The same here. All emotions happen in Lisa. Lisa's a very normal human being. Happiness, joy, anger, frustration, anxiety, worry, joy, all of them, but not for anybody. There's nothing there which is in relationship to them. There's simply what is happening. There's no internal and external world.
Anxiety is always of an event thought about in the future. A person gets anxious, like a normal person like me. I get anxious about what is going to happen tomorrow. But when there is a no me in you, how is that you also get an anxiety? What is the difference?
and there's nobody in relationship with it. But yeah, anxiety can come, like it's more with Khaleesi, like today again, I was on my bike with her, and she's a very healthy, strong dog, and she's friendly 95% of the time. But if a dog's aggressive with her, then she will really fight it. And I was cycling on the bike, and like 4 dogs were chasing us. Somebody wasn't in control of their dog, and so there can be anxiety arising around these situations.
But anxiety for no one.
And that's the freedom. Always the freedom that it's not happening to anyone, and any emotion, any feelings can arise, anything. But there's nothing to fix.
So
There's no better emotion. Sorry?
There is no functional me still residual in Lisa, which is the reason for the emotional differences.
There is functioning happening, but it's for no one, and it's really not about not having emotion. And the woman and the man's emotions will be very different. Women's set up very differently from a man. It tends not to be the side effect of anything lasting for very long, but that's a side effect, and that's totally irrelevant, and it doesn't mean anything. The freedom is that life, whatever is happening, isn't happening to anyone. There's no difference between the seen and the seeing, between the hearing and the heard, the emotions and the light, the feelings and the plant.
Okay. Can I ask this question then?
Yeah, but just I have to go soon because I'm in the kitchen and it's nearly dinner time. Okay. So just a few more minutes. Okay.
Yeah. So whatever you're talking from there, that is the sounds coming from your lungs through your vocal cords, through your mouth. It is not Lisa's body which is doing it. It is the entire universe making this body create that sound.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
Yeah, but it's happening through the functioning of this body. So it seems like it's this body.
But the body is not doing it.
Well, it seems to be, but no, it's everything that's doing it. Everything is making this sound appear. There's nothing that's independent. Sorry?
There is no personal responsibility that I have to be responsible for what happens tomorrow. I work as an engineer, and tomorrow I have to do these things. That personal responsibility does not happen. It's not there.
The responsibility might appear, but for no one. So if you have a job, there might be responsibility that appears with that job, but it's for no one. So say if you're a doctor, there's responsibility of doing a good job on an operation or something, but it's not happening for anyone.
Are you speaking this Wednesday too?
No.
And the coming Sunday?
I'm doing a retreat. No, for the next week. I leave on Wednesday.
So next Wednesday there is no talk, and next Sunday also there is no talk.
Yeah, and there will be one again after the Wednesday after. So for a week now, there's no talks.
Okay.
All right, Ilangho, thank you very much for calling.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.